Who of you like music or love music? Who of you play a musical instrument? Okay. Who of you have played in a band before? Okay, you're getting less. Who of you know your music well? I'm passionate about music. I grew up with music, so I love music. So I want to do a little test this evening. I want to check how well you know your music, for those of you who claim that you know your music well. I'm going to play you a short music clip, and I would like you to guess or to tell me, don't have to tell me the artist, just tell me the name of the song. You ready? Nobody? Really? This was a top 10 hit last year. One of the top 10 hits in the world, and you don't know it. I thought you know your music. All right, come on, make it easy for you. I'll give you another one. Nobody? What's it? It's what? Okay, let's give you, I'll make it a bit easier. I'll give you another one. Try this. Still nobody recognized the song. Really, this was a top 10 hit last year. I'm surely now you're going to recognize it. Try again. Listen carefully. Anybody want to guess? Really? I thought you knew your music. Okay, I'll give you the easiest clue of the lot. Do you recognize it now? Everybody knows. Now we know it. The purpose of this exercise is not necessarily just to test your music knowledge. The song was a top 10 hit last year. But if you only play the drum line, it's not going to be a top 10 hit. If you only play the guitar or you only play the keyboards, it's not going to be a top 10 hit. You have to have the whole band come together, play in time, in tune, to enable you to have a top 10 hit. How does this relate to business? Very easy. A business, a team, a club, all of that is a number of individuals that have a set of different skills that need to be applied together to achieve an end goal. But those guys in that band, they don't just get together and play. They have to get to know one another. They have to learn to trust one another. The drummer needs to be able to be 100% sure that when he's giving the beat, the guitarist is going to play the same tune with the same timing so that it doesn't sound like a mess. And in business, it works the same. In your team, each one has a specific role and they need to be kept together. So if we look at an orchestra, who's the leader in the orchestra? That guy with the overgrown toothpick. He's giving the rhythm. He's telling who to join where and when to play and when to stop playing. He has the whole music score in front of him. He knows where the song's going, where it slows down, where it speeds up. He knows all of that. The person playing the violin only knows the violin part. But they need to be aware of the person playing the kettle drum or playing the cello. And they need to trust the conductor, that the conductor knows where the song is going and knows when each person has to come in and to make sure that they all play at the same time. How do we develop this trust? Because leadership is about gaining trust and about building relationships. How do I gain that trust? Have you ever taken a brick and tossed it up into the air and watched it splash into a pond? What happens? Apart from the brick sinking, it causes a ripple. And you have those ripples that move outwards. Not inwards, outwards. And in a business environment, when a team, it works exactly the same. I call them leader rings. Now, leader rings are a set of rings like the ripples that the brick made. But what's important is the position of the leader. The leader is in the middle. The leader is the one that gets hit by the brick. Reality check. Some leaders don't realize that they're the ones that are actually supposed to be protecting the rest of the team. They're supposed to be taking that hit. So if you look at the diagram, you'll notice that each person with their shield, protecting the people below them, is facing outwards. So if I trust my leader, I can develop these leader rings because I can do my job. I can look to the person below me that I'm responsible for, and I can protect them because I know that my leader has my back. I don't have to keep looking around over my shoulder all the time. And each ring is a level in the team, a level of seniority, a different department. And if you have the backs of your followers, they can concentrate on their work. We live in what's called the fourth industrial revolution. Robots are going to take our jobs. Yes, they are. We can't stop it. I call it a technological tsunami. These robots are going to come and they're going to take all our jobs. That's the scary part. But you know what? For every job that a robot takes, there's another 10 new jobs that are created because of the job that the robot took. So it's not a problem. You will always need humans. You will never be able to replace everybody with a robot, because I don't know what we're going to do. I'll probably get bored, but you still need humans. And those humans still need to be led. They need a leader. It's how you lead them. And trust and relationships are what count. Because if that person trusts you, they know that you will not throw them under the bus. They know that you will inform them way ahead of time before they get replaced by a chatbot or a CRM system. The question is, how do we create these leader rings? Simple. You need to have lots and lots of sex. No, not the type you're thinking of. SECS. So sex represents 4 attributes you need, 4 characteristics, 4 actions. The first one talks about self. Self-ability and selflessness. So the ability is, I need to learn how to lead. I can't teach somebody how to ride a bicycle if I've never ridden a bicycle in my life before. So I need to learn how to lead. We get taught how to manage, not how to lead. And there's ways that you can do it. I'll explain that a little bit later to you. Selflessness means that you as the leader need to realize it's not about you. You're not the main attraction. An individual's success gets measured by their performance. A leader's success gets measured by the performance of the team. So it's not about you. You can't make it work. That conductor cannot make a hit record. Doesn't play the instruments. No ways. Needs each person with each instrument to get there. Empathy, which leads to experience. How do you get experience? By failing, by making mistakes. I can remember when my granddaughter started to walk. She was about 11 months old, Christmas holidays, whole family together. And she was crawling around, and my wife said, look, she's going to stand up. And she, bang, and she falls down again. And everybody cheers! Yay! And then she gets encouraged, and she starts again, and she tries again, and she gets a little bit, and then she falls over. And this carries on for days. And then eventually she gets to the point where she's standing. And then she takes that first step. Yay, success! We made it! Can you imagine if my son reacted like a normal business? So the first time I stood up, and she fell down and looks, no, this one's useless, get another one. We do that in business. So by having empathy, by allowing people to make mistakes, you allow them to grow, you allow them to develop. Failure is only failure if no lesson is learned. Communication. Famous buzzword. We all talk about communication. And then what do? We rip out our phones and we start WhatsApping, or we send an email. The communication I'm talking about, if you want to build trust and you want to develop relationships, you've got to get off your butt and go have a conversation with a person. Get out of your office, go to the person's cubicle and strike up a conversation with them. It's going to be awkward in the beginning, I know, because we're not used to it. We're used to sending emails or WhatsApps or saying something nasty on Facebook. But you will notice that the more you do it and the more you persevere, the more that person will open up to you. But they will only open up to you if you are sincere. You've got to be genuine. You've got to mean it. You've got to want to develop that relationship. Not do it because, it's the in thing or it's a cool thing to do. They're going to see through that facade. You have to be sincere. Sincerity also means that you have integrity. And integrity basically just means that there's no Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll. It's what you see is what you get. The same person you are at home is the same person you are with your team in front of your team. So you need lots of sex. And if you do it regularly, you will develop these leader rings and you will develop trust. And your people will start trusting you because they'll know you have their back. Let's look at what we call the authentic creative leadership matrix. Like any decent matrix, it has 4 quadrants, and the best quadrant is always the top right-hand one to be in. So we'll start with the bottom left-hand one. It's what we call the empty chair leader. Why empty chair? This is a leader who has an open door policy. The door's open because they're not in the office. They're never there, they're absent. This is not a person that was meant to be a leader. They don't know how to lead. They weren't taught how to lead. They were promoted into the position, sales manager, because they were the best salesperson, but they don't know how to lead. So they're not there. Chances are when they do get back to the office one day, there'll probably be a robot in their seat. Then we move along the experience axis. So you have one of these empty chair leaders that maybe somewhere along the line, they did something right. They had a project that was successful. They don't know how they did it, but it happened. So now they're a leader and they've got a bit of experience. And they cling to that one success. Like with any band, you're only as good as your last hit record. They have no idea what to do. They have no knowledge. They stumbled onto this position, and that is why I call them the unintentional leader. On the opposite end of the scale, you have the ignorant leader. This is the person, they've done all the courses, they've watched all the YouTube videos, they've read all the books, they know all of it, but they've never set foot in a business, they've never had a team to manage, they weren't even class captain. They have the knowledge, but they don't have the practical skill. Where you want to be is you want to be the authentic creative leader. But how do I get there? If I can't go along the experience line as an unintentional leader, and I can't go as an ignorant leader, what do I do? Very simple. If you're an unintentional leader, read some books, attend seminars, go to workshops, learn, get some knowledge. Google, YouTube, it's all over. The best, obviously, is to find a mentor. Get somebody that is an authentic leader to mentor you. Exactly the same in the case of the ignorant leader. You need the practical experience. How do you get that? By getting a mentor, and you will learn, and you will gain the experience. The most important, though, is when you get to being an authentic leader, is you have to pay it forward. The role of any good leader is to create other leaders. So you need to then avail yourself and become a mentor. So become a mentor to an unintentional leader. Become a mentor to an ignorant leader. Help these people realize what it is to be a leader. The most important thing is a leader does not need fame and fortune. A leader does not need recognition. All a leader needs is a team that they have a relationship with and that trusts them. Thank you.